We are a multicultural country, so they speak also Flemish, they learn it in school and so on, and they will speak English very soon. So 4 languages very quickly, very easily. It gives them a fantastic flexibility, mental flexibility, communication flexibility, and flexibility to understand the galaxy, the world, and the others differently. So I think people should be obliged to speak at least 4 languages. If you don't speak 4 languages, I hopefully could speak Swahili in that time, but that's a long time ago, so I'm not sure. Only insults in Swahili.
There are
Oof, terrible insults. I would not tell you. So, you see, these are the kind of skills and competencies I think you need to be able to run cultural cooperation project. Don't think it's too harsh. Don't think it's too difficult. Lots of things, if you're a bit aware, if you're a bit proactive, if you're a bit interested, if you're a bit hungry of knowing the others, lots of these things come by themselves. Come by themselves. First, try to travel not stupidly. That's probably the first thing to do. And then you will meet already lots of people and you will have lots of other experiences. And I think this is really a fantastic skills building system. Now, I want just to say a few words about the European Diploma and the training we do with NCK in Poland. What? Thank you very much. I will finish with the European Diploma. The training we do with NCK is because the woman is now in charge of as deputy director of NCK. She did European Diploma and she told me one day, well, we should do something like that in Poland because we in Poland were a bit stupid. We think we are a big country, we don't speak other languages, not everybody of course, and we are not enough open to collaborate with other countries. I said, well, if you say so. And then we started to cooperate to make a common training program which started last year and which lasts 6 units of 3 days. And there are cultural operators from all over Poland that come to this training. And the idea is that they are able not only on the national level to make strategy for their organization, which is apparently something which is terribly lacking in lots of, especially the older cultural operators in Poland. I think the newer generation is quite different for that, much more open to this strategic thinking of institution, not only institution, but also relationship between the organization or institution and the local authorities and the communities and also the public authorities of the state in one way. So this is the skill building about this strategic logic. And the second thing we want to empower is the capacity to run and to launch cultural cooperation projects. So we do that, now we will start, and we co-sign the diploma with NCK, the Fondation Inter. So we do that, and there will be the second year will start in 1 month or so. So if you're interested, you can contact them, and it will start in April. But I think the people should register probably in February. That's one thing, and that's something also which goes in the dynamic I was talking about this necessity of capacity building system. And the last thing is this European Diploma in Cultural Project Management. We started it about 20 years ago. At that time, the Council of Europe, you've heard about the Council of Europe? No. Sometimes the people are mixing the European Union and the Council of Europe. The Council of Europe is older. It's based in Strasbourg, and it's mainly busy with culture, human rights, and education. And it's an intergovernmental body. And the Council of Europe has been doing a lot of research on cultural policy. So they made analysis of cultural policies of many countries. I don't know if Poland was one of them. The interesting thing is that they do a double analysis. There is one analysis done by local operators, intellectuals, and researchers of the country. And then there is an international team making a cross-analysis of the cultural policy. So it means that they don't always agree. For instance, the Russian analysis was never translated in other languages than Russian, because Putin didn't like it. So he decided that it would remain in Russian and not be published at all. So, but it's not the only one. I think, for instance, in Austria, the church was very unhappy with some parts of the analysis, so it was scrapped. So they do things like that, and they also they did some research about culture and development, and that was very interesting. Why, in some areas in Europe, do you have a role of culture on development, on economic development, on mental, moral stability in the regions, and one in other places where culture is not very active? There are lots of young people, for instance, leaving their countryside or their small cities or their villages and rushing to find jobs in bigger cities. So they did this, it's called Culture and Regions, and when they finished this program, which was quite interesting, very often the international research, nobody reads them. First it's written in an impossible language, and also you put them in the drawer and you forget.